Welcome to the Daily Crossing. Today we're going to be talking about some of the financial concerns that everybody's having connected to the financial crisis that the country is going through. Many people are concerned. They are looking for some options, choices, things to do. And hopefully we can give you a few points, a few helpful points, things to be careful about and things that you can actually do to improve your position. So the question everybody's asking is, do I have enough money to go through the upcoming holidays and to deal with the current financial crisis? It's a crisis that's happening at a country level, but it's also a global crisis, right? Many countries right now are already feeling the pressure of the changes of the economy. So my question to you is, do you have enough money to make it through this current crisis? So here are three things that I want you to pay attention right now. One of them is we see a lot of people making some choices that normally you don't have to make. The first one is it's a choice between gas in the car and food from the supermarket. You know, this is when you know that things are really getting tough, when somebody has to think about, okay, how much gas do I put into this car? Or how often do I drive my car now? Do I have to become more concerned about these things so that I can go to the supermarket and get the things that I need? You know it's a real crisis when people go down to the nitty-gritty or the basics. You know, this is a current conversation. So many people right now, so many people that are talking about this issue. By the way, if you just go to a gas station right now, you will see people almost like concerned measuring every penny. You go into the supermarket, prices are skyrocketing. I mean, there's something as simple as the average case of water or the average box of cereal that right now has become extremely expensive. And so people are feeling, and that's as basic and fundamental as it gets, right? Putting gas in a car that you need for transportation, to go to work, to bring your family from point A to point B, to bring the children to school, and obviously the supermarket, talking about a real necessity. So where are you right now when it comes to making some of the choices? Point number two, and this one right now is extremely relevant because we have a lot of people there, especially when they're thinking about family activities, right? Like a big family activity has always been going to church. So point number two is, what kind of sacrifices are you making from the family activities that you normally do? You know, going to church is one of them. Getting together every weekend. We have a lot of people that say, listen, it's a family tradition to come and do some barbecues. We come together, we do activities as a family every weekend religiously. Well, not as religiously anymore. Why? Because again, from the cost of transportation to the cost of the supermarket to saying maybe instead of doing it on a weekly basis, maybe we can do it every other week. I will tell you in a very personal way that one of the things that I'm grateful about when it comes to my family is that there was always this idea that we came together. And that simple gathering mentality as a family, coming together, kept us together, kept us united for so many years. Today, you know, my cousins, you know, we looked at each other as brothers or sisters, you know what I mean? It's not a cousin relationship. We really became very close, you know what I mean? I'm deeply grateful to not only my parents, uncles, you know what I mean, and aunts that obviously made it their business to keep us together. But in order to do that, they have to do these gatherings. They have to bring everybody together. It was the whole idea that there was a kitchen packed with people cooking and tables with just about everything and anything that you can think of. And it was always a family celebration. And I know that for a lot of people, especially people from the Hispanic Latin community, that's a big deal. But I think it goes across the board. It has nothing to do with just being from one specific group. People love to come together with their family. Especially when you're thinking about, you know, things at home, but also going to church. A lot of people right now saying, I don't know if I can, you know, I used to do it twice a week. Maybe now, you know, it's going to be once a week. Maybe now it's going to be every other week. Maybe now. So imagine, right, something as important as you coming as a family to celebrate, to worship, right? And now you got to think about, maybe they're still doing a Zoom kind of preaching presentation somewhere in one of the churches that I can just connect to so that I don't have to show up. So that's a big deal. That's a big deal because it takes away not only from the family, but it also takes away from the sense of community. The last one is up and coming. As we put in this video together, the holidays are right around the corner. Today is actually November 18. Only a few days away from people making a choice of what kind of turkey am I getting. By the way, the question is not just what kind of turkey am I getting. Am I getting a turkey, right? So, talking about gathering, important gatherings, a time with family and friends, right? Be outside of family, also friends that will use these moments, Thanksgiving, Christmas coming around, and these very important holidays that are right around the corner. And I hate to tell you this, but there's so many people right now that are reporting and having that conversation of, I don't know if I'm going to be able to make it happen. I think that I got to be very, very, very careful, right? So that last point, which is the holidays, this is a famous phrase that everybody likes to use, which is, unfortunately, a lot of people will go buy things they don't need with money they don't have to impress people they don't even like. And I hope you're not in that situation. As a matter of fact, what we want to do is we want to give you a couple of recommendations. Obviously, one of them, the first one, as an option, as a solution, or something that you can address is, really pay attention to your budget. This will be the best possible time for you to sit down as a family and say, what are the things that we really need and what are the things that we need to pay attention to, and carefully make some selections, make some choices, right? You still should have the ability to enjoy it as a family. You still should have the ability to come together, to continue family traditions, to continue community, social traditions, whatever has been important to you. You're obviously going to make an effort to make it happen, but we do recommend that you become a lot more careful. You're going to realize that many times, just by not paying attention, we do waste a lot of money on things that are not necessary. So, come up with a budget that will be helpful for the family from now until the end of the year, taking you past the holidays, because we don't know what this potential recession is going to go and how big the crisis is going to get. As we having this conversation with you, we know that the housing crisis is really becoming more and more imminent. We're going to be having a conversation with you. That's also a topic that we do know very well, and we can see it coming. Finally, I will tell you what most people are doing today, and thank God there's many options available. What most people are doing today is that they are looking for new sources of income, right? And I'm inviting everybody, this might be a good time for you to reinvent yourself. This might be a good time for you to retool yourself. This might be a moment of saying, you know what, I've been a little comfortable, or maybe too comfortable, just making this kind of money or doing this kind of work for so many years. Maybe it's a little, maybe it would be the best possible time, or the appropriate time for you to challenge yourself a little bit. Maybe this is the moment where you're going to be forced to consider some other options. I know a lot of good friends that at some point say, you know what, I'm going to try driving Uber. I'm going to try maybe doing some kind of business or work with Amazon. I'm going to try maybe to go get a license. We've been part of financial services for so many years, right? And we have a lot of people right now that are reaching out to us, especially people coming from the industries like the mortgage industry and the real estate industry, saying, hey, I already know how to make money with a license. What do I need to do to explore the possibility of a life insurance license, right? You might want to consider retooling yourself. What we want to bring to your attention more than anything else is, yes, there are some bad news. Yes, there is a crisis taking place out there. Yes, there are things that you got to be extremely careful with. How do you manage your money and how do you manage your bank account? But I also want to remind you that some traditions are super important. That it really, with a little bit of discipline and everybody's collaboration, you still can have that phenomenal family time that most people love to have. And by the way, like I said, this will be also maybe out of necessity. Sometimes we got to become more resourceful, right? This could be a great time for you to say, let me take a step into something new. The good news is that we still have a lot of choices for people to explore. Start looking around. Start looking into things that can actually help you and help your family. We're going to continue to bring valuable information and hopefully some ideas that will be extremely helpful for you and your family. As you're getting close to the holidays, we wish you nothing but the best. If you like, our information and the content that we are providing in our channel, please remember to like, subscribe, share it with some of your friends and people to see if some of these things can be absolutely helpful. We want to actually hear from your suggestions. Believe it or not, we also want to hear what exactly are the things that you're concerned about, especially coming into the holidays. Are you worried about anything? Is there anything that's getting you concerned? Are you going to have to change anything, right? So just share that information with us, and hopefully other people will be able to see it, and that will hopefully be useful to somebody else watching the channel. So thank you for being with us today. Marvin DelValle from the Daily Crossing.